Hi guys, it's Sharon Smith. And this video today I have termed Auntie Sharon's Helpful Health Tips, because I'm going to talk to you and show you, I'm going to demonstrate some of the things I do to keep myself healthy. Because I think it's a lot better to stay healthy than it is to recover from being sick. Probably most of you would tend to agree with that. And it's cold and flu season and everybody is coughing and sneezing, and I am one of those people with a great immune system, and I am rarely ever sick with anything. I don't catch stuff, but if I feel like I am maybe exposed or coming down with something, I take some action. I don't just wait around to see if it develops. And this may be new information for some of you guys. Now, I've got to tell you, I am not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I have no initials or letters behind my name. These are just things that I use that work for me. Please read my disclaimer and be sure that you don't hurt yourself doing anything. But these are things that work for me, and some of these are things that I do a lot, often. So I'm going to show you the first thing that I do at the very first sign of anything. And you know, you've maybe got like a scratchy throat, or you're sneezing a little bit. So the very first thing that I do is alter my pH, because viruses and bacteria can only exist in a pretty narrow pH range. And if you alter your pH, then it's a lot easier to shut them down because your immune system's going to do its work. And what I use to alter my pH, and I'm going to use stuff that you have at your house. I use baking soda, just plain old ordinary baking soda. And what I'm going to do is put about a quarter of a teaspoon, maybe a little less, in some water, doesn't matter how much, and I'm going to drink that. And I'm going to do that about 4 times a day for a couple of days. I'm going to keep my pH altered, base. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing that I'm going to do, and there are 3 things here I'm going to talk about. The second thing is that I'm going to do nasal lavage, which I just call nose wash. And they make kits. You're going, oh, that sounds disgusting. Well, a little bit, but you're going to feel so much better. And this is the thing, if you have seasonal allergies or anything like that and you're stuffed up, this is a wonderful thing to do. Now you can buy kits for $20 or so at the drugstore or the pharmacy, whatever, to do this, but you don't need all that fancy stuff. I don't use any fancy stuff. I just have this, which is an infant ear syringe that I bought at a store for, I think, $1 or $2. Not a big deal. After I use it, I tend to wash it out. Rinse it with alcohol a little bit. Just keep it clean. But you'll need this, and you will need a cup of water. Now I've just got tap water in this. You can use distilled water. Sometimes online they advise you that if you're using tap water to be sure and boil it first. I don't know. I don't. I just put it in there and go, depending on where I am and what I've got. Now the next thing that you're going to need is salt. Just plain old salt. I don't think it makes a difference whether it's iodized or not. You can also use fancy salt. I have Himalayan pink salt too. It takes a little longer to dissolve, and I don't usually always have that on hand, especially if I'm traveling. So, salt. Now, in your cup of water, you're going to measure out about half a teaspoon. And I got to tell you, I frequently just don't measure. I just dump some in there, but we're going to measure out about a half a teaspoonful. We've got it, and I feel like Paula Deen here cooking. And then you're going to just dump it in there and give it a really good stir. You want to dissolve it. I used warm water in this. I think that feels best to me usually, but you can use whatever temperature feels the best to you. Sometimes cool water is going to feel better, especially if it's in the middle of summer. So I've got my salt dissolved. Looks pretty good. Now, I'm going to do something. I put something else in this that hardly anybody ever does. and sometimes in the recipes they'll tell you can put a pinch of baking soda in it to buffer it. You can do that. I usually don't because I just don't remember to do it. But I do use something that you've got probably in your medicine cabinet. I use hydrogen peroxide. And the reason I use this is because, again, viruses and bacteria don't like oxygen. They don't like being oxygenated. So I don't measure this. I'm just, it's not rocket science, guys. I'm just going to put a little squirt of that in my water. And that's it. Give it a little stir again. And then you're going to fill your syringe up with this. And you're going to do this leaning over the sink. Okay? You're going to fill the syringe up and you're going to put it up one nostril, lean over the sink, and you're going to squeeze. And the water is going to go up and over the soft palate. First day with my new lips. And it's going to run out the other side of your nose. And then get some Kleenex and blow your nose and then do the other side. Now, as I said, I do this at the first sign of anything. But if you're already sick, maybe you've got a head cold, go ahead and do this. And it may take several tries to get the water to come out the other side. But if you stick with it, do 2 or 3 cups of water even. I don't think you can overdo this. You are going to feel so much better. It's going to clear your head out. All that junk is going to get out of your nose. It just feels really great to do this. So I am not going to demonstrate this. I know those of you are going, okay, Sharon, show us how to do it. But I will tell you something totally fun you can do. Go to YouTube, where you may already be seeing this video there, but go to YouTube and up where you search, just type in nose wash and click search. Oh my God, prepare to be entertained. There are at least half a dozen really hilarious videos out there of people doing different types of things, using neti pots or special things. There's one guy using a 2-liter soda bottle full of water and shooting that up his nose. Okay, it is way funnier than anything I could do here, so just go and amuse yourself with that. But as I said, I think this is kind of more friendly than that 2-liter soda bottle. Yeah, but oh, it's funny. I laughed until I about fell over. So definitely when I'm done, go type in nose wash and look at that. These guys are hilarious. Okay, now I do one more thing. And this is actually a product. It's not something many of you have ever known about or seen. I don't know these people. They aren't paying me to say this. They don't know me. They don't know I'm giving their product a plug. But this is a product called Advantage. It's by a company called Wisdom of the Ages. Most health food stores in the U.S. sell this. Now, I think a lot of you who watch me and are fans of mine live outside of the United States. I don't know if this product is distributed there or not. This is a citrus, primarily grapefruit seed extract and green tea extract combination. It's a proprietary blend of some kind. But I am also, if I think I might be coming down with something, I'm going to take a dropper full of this stuff and I'm going to put it in some water or some juice. Do not ever put this directly in your mouth. It is really strong and it tastes horrible. Even in water or juice, it tastes bad. Now, I used to give this to my kids when they were still living at home. My daughter still keeps a bottle of this around all the time. I think she uses it occasionally. My son thinks it tastes so bad that he would rather be sick. But, put a dropper full of that in some water or some juice, and I would do that about 3 or 4 times a day. Space it out, and chase it with something that tastes better. Because this is a very effective product. I think it's probably antiviral and antibacterial. That's just my take on it. They don't really necessarily advertise it that way, but I think this is pretty useful, and I've used it for years. So that's the lineup of Auntie Sharon's helpful health tips. Helpful health tips. There, I got it right. So I don't know if these things will work for you, but give it a try and leave me some comments. Let me know if you like this. Let me know if it worked for you. So come see me. I'm on Facebook at A Pain Plan with Sharon Smith. You can see my website, apainplan.com, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye, guys.